Okay, hello everybody. We are sitting now, standing at concept 8 right now. Okay, so it says if there are two quantities A and B such that there is a relationship between A and B, which is there's a ratio between A and B that is x is to y or x upon y. Then if I talk about A percent, then if I talk about A percent, that can be denoted as x upon x plus y into 100. Or if I talk about B percent, then it can be denoted as y upon x plus y into 100. So this is how you calculate B percent, which is dependent on A, or if you calculate A percent, which is dependent on B. This is a concept which you can learn, which you can understand through the formula. But I've always told you, remembering the formulas might work for some people, might not work for some people. But the way I am teaching, I'm trying to get you to a point that you're exam ready, that you're competition ready. Because all your friends, or everybody, all your friends, all your enemies, everybody is going to use my methods and they're gonna get ahead. But if you do not know these methods, do not worry, you still have time. You can learn it very, very well. I'm moving on directly to the questions so that little time is wasted on helping you understand concepts which are easy. I'll be spending a lot of time on concepts which are difficult, but the ones which are easy, see, this is a concept which I brought. It's a two-line concept. So doesn't need a lot of time. Okay. So I'm moving on to the question directly. In an examination, in an entrance examination at different centers, this is the total number of students who appeared, and the pass percentage of different students is this, of different set of students is this. What is the pass percentage of the entire entrance examination? Okay, so at one place I'm gonna write the number of students. Okay, this hash means number, and the percentage means the passing percentage. So this is 25, this is 30, 40, 45, 60, and 100. Now here I'm going to write the respective 20%, 30%, 35%, 40%, 50%, and 75%. So if you very rightly check over here, this is the group of students who which went. Okay, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. These are six groups of students which went. The answer that is being asked is the pass percentage of the entire entrance examination. The pass percentage would be the number of students who passed, number of passed students divided by total number of students. Okay, multiplied by 100. This hash symbol, I'm using it to denote number of. Okay, number of. So 20% of 25 is 5, 30% of 30 is 9, 35% of 40 is 7, if I'm not wrong, or 14. 4 5s are 20, 4 3s are 12. No, it is 14. Okay, 45%, 40% of 45 is 18, 6 5 60, like 50% of 60 is 30, and 75% of 100 is 75. Now this is the passed. Okay, number of students who passed. Now I need to have a summation of this. This is a sign of summation that I have used. Okay, quickly, 75 plus 5, 80, 80 plus 30, 110, 110 plus 9, 119, 119 plus 14, 119 plus 14, 123, 133, 133 plus 8, 133 plus 8 is 141, 141, 151. Okay, 151. Okay, so 151 is the total number of students who have passed, and the total students who came to take the examination was 45, and 25 is 70, 70 plus 30, 100, 100, 200, 200, and this is 300. 300 divided by this 100. Two zeros gone. Three fives are 15. 50.33% is the pass percentage. Okay, the pass percentage which is being asked here. Moving on, if in a competitive examination the marks obtained by Sam are 19% less than those of Peter, okay, I'll just draw Sam here, like we'll write his name, and Peter here. 19% less, then the marks obtained by Peter are how much more than the percentage obtained by Sam? Sam is 19 less. Let's assume, I've always told you, 100 is the benchmark, 100 is the key. In percentage or any other chapter, the strongest assumption you can ever make and the most accurate assumption that you can ever make is keeping the other value 100. Okay, if Peter is scoring 100 marks, Sam is scoring 19% less. 19% less of 100 is equal to 100 minus 19. That is equal to 81. Now they're saying then the marks obtained by Peter are how much more than the marks obtained by Sam. Peter has obtained 19 plus marks than Sam. Okay, and by Sam. What does by Sam mean? By Sam means that Sam would come in the numerator and 19 would go in the denominator because this is the change. Okay, and 81 is the base. I would multiply it by 100. Okay, quickly taking the long division route. Okay, 81 twos are 62. The 2 isn't coming correctly. 81 twos are 162. Then again 8, then 28, 280. 8 threes are 24. Yeah, that's good. So 23 point something something. So 23.46 is the correct answer. Okay, you don't have to solve all the questions completely from corner to corner. Once you arrive at the at a number which can differentiate, then you can write the correct answer right away. Had I been sitting at 2, I would never be able to mark the correct answer. As soon as I moved to 3, to the next number, okay, to the next number, to the next digit, I can differentiate because all the answers are different. Had there been an option E with 23.9, then I would have had to go one step forward. I would have to go one step forward for sure. Okay, so moving on to the next concept, I'm taking concept 9 as well in this video if time permits. Yes, it does permit. Uh, if x% of total value is equal to y, then 100 minus x of total value is equal to total value minus y. You see, x is in a percentage mode over here, and there is a total value which is in a different unit. Okay, it being in a different unit means it might be in rupees, it might be in number of, it might be in liters, it can be anything. Okay, if I reduce the x% by 100, then I take away the entire total value from y. Okay, I take the entire total value by y. I'll tell you how. If there is something called 20% and it is equal to y, if I am reducing it to 80%, it means I am taking away 100% from here. Then I would have to take away 100% from here as well. And 100% of what? So it means 100% of total value. Okay, so 100% of total value would again be subtracted from y as well because you're already subtracting a total value on the left hand side. For 20%, what is the total value? 100%. For y, what is the total value? That is the total value given in the question. Okay, so this concept is a little bit trivial, but you'll be able to understand it once I start applying it to the questions. Okay, Ram loses 12.5% of his money after spending 75% of the remainder, he is left with 630. how much money did Ram have initially? Ram loses 12.5% of his entire money. Okay, 12.5% of his entire money is gone. So what I'm doing here is, what I'm going to do here is 12.5%. It should ring a bell instantly. It should instantly ring a bell in your brain that 12.5% means 1 by 8. And 1 by 8, I can assume that 8 was the total money and he lost 1 out of it. Okay, please remember these percentages. They are vital, they are very important for you. 12.5%, if you do it with the unitary method or something, you will be slayed in the examination. 12.5% is the key, and by 12.5 I have to derive 1 by 8. That is important. Okay, that is the most important part over here. It means he has lost 1 by 8 of his total money. I can assume that he had 800 rupees, and I can assume that he had 100 rupees lost. He lost 100 rupees and he had 800 rupees total. So from 800, he lost 100 rupees and he had 700 left. Out of the 700, he spent 75% and he saved, or he was left with 25%. According to the question, the remainder is 630. The remainder is 630. If 630 is the remainder and he spent 75% of it, what does 700 stand here for? It stands here for 100%. Not the entire answer, but only 100% of whatever he was left with after losing the money. So 25 is equal to 630. 25 times 4 is equal to 100. That is why 630 times 4 would be equal to 100%. 630 multiplied by 4 is equal to 100%. 4 zeros are 0, 4 3s are 12, 4 6 are 24, 2 5 2 0. Okay, so here, according to 700 rupees that he had left with him, that amounts to, this is the virtual world I'm talking about. Here, it is all virtual. And on the right hand side, this is all real. Okay, for 700 rupees, he had 2520 in his pocket. For the 100 rupees that is left, I can find out the real value and do one more operation of plus. But why should I do it when I can directly find out the value of 800? If the value of 700 is this, then what would be the value of 800? 7 3s are 21, 7 3s are 21, and 7 6 are 42. So 360 is the focal point. Now I just need to multiply 8 with it and it will give me the final value. Okay, I've already divided 2520 by 7. I need to multiply it by 8 now. For the ones who have gotten the trick, who've gotten a little smart because they're watching me, obviously they've gotten a little smart. Please tell me if you have any problem and you're able to understand the shortcuts or the tricks that I'm using, or the see, first of all, these are not tricks. This is the standard exam procedure that you will also have to follow. No matter if you're an average student or a smart student or whatever, you will have to follow one step ahead. If you start growing now, then you will be exam ready. Okay, now 360 by 8, 8 6 are 48, and 8 3s are 24, 2880. This is the final money that Ram have initially. Okay, another question. A, B, C divide a certain sum of money among themselves. The average of amounts with them is 4520. The share of A is 10 2 by 3% more than the share of B, and 33 1 by 3 is, and the share of B is 33 1 by 3 less than C. No, the share of A is 33 1 by 3 less than C. What is the share of B? Now listen up. The share of A is 10 2 by 3% more than the share of B, and 33 1 by 3 less percent but that by C. As soon as you look at 33 1 by 3, as soon as you look at 33 1 by 3, it means 1 upon 3 is involved. Okay, so I'll quickly move to 1 upon 3. I'll write this here, and I'll also solve 10 2 by 3. Okay, so the ratio between C and A, the share of A is 33 less than 33 1 by 3 less than that of C. If the share of C is 3, then the share of A is 2, because it says 1 by 3 less. It means 1 would be removed from 3, and the remaining would be given to 2. Okay, 3 is to 2, and the share of A is 10 2 by 3 more than the share of B. 10 2 by 3, I'm going to solve it. 30, it means 32 by 3, or it also means 32 by 300. Okay, the share of A is this much more than the share of B. This much more than the share of B. If the share of B is 300, then the share of A, then the share of A would be 332. Okay, did you get it? I am going to use the standard point. This moves here, this moves here. So this is the ratio between A, B, and C. Got it? This, I have to multiply them. This is the ratio that comes out. Okay, this is the ratio that comes out. If you want me to explain it, I'll explain it as soon as I finish off the question first. 600, and it's asking me to tell me the value of 600. The value of 600 needs to be found out, and we have the total value of A, B, and C. And it is also not the total value, it's the average. So I'll have to multiply 3 with 4520 here. Now this is the total value of A, B, and C. What does this total value amount to? I will have to multiply it with something, and that is the sum of all these things. The sum of all these things is 0. Then 1 carried forward, 6 plus 16. 1 again carried forward, 15. 15 plus 6, 21 plus 1, 22. 2260. Okay, 2260 ones are 2260 twos are 3 twos are 6, and this comes out to 100. They've asked me the share of this. 3 needs to be multiplied up or down. No, we'll have to wrap up this question over here. The answer is 3600, but okay, there's this one thing I'd like to tell you. The sum of all these three is 2260. I'm rubbing this area off because this is not needed right now. The sum of all this is 2260. Okay, the sum of all this is 2260. Now the value of 2260, the value of 2260 is given as 4520 multiplied by 3. Why? This is the total value. The value of 2260 is given as 4520 multiplied by 3. So this ones are, this twos are, this means the value of 1 is equal to 6. So if I multiply 6 with all these ratios, then I would get the absolute value of all the numbers. It's asking me the share of B. So 6 multiplied by 600 is equal to 3600. It's equal to 3600, and this is the final answer. Okay, I hope you've understood what I'm talking about here, what I was talking about here. Concept 9, concept 8 and 9 have been collectively done in the same video. So I hope it is not a problem. And thank you so much.